Hey, ladies, welcome back to another episode of Kenya Knows. Now, honestly, I wasn't really sure that I was going to film today, but we got some really heartbreaking news yesterday, and it did have me thinking that I really have a topic that I wanted to discuss. And yes, it does align with football or sports in general. So I really wanted to talk about that today. But if you haven't heard, we just had another NFL player lose their lives to an alleged suicide. And that player is Rondale Moore. Rondale Moore was only 25 years old. And seeing these reports about an alleged suicide gunshot wound, well, that just hits different. Usually, I'm here to talk about the games and the hype of the sport, the players, the draft, but I really wanted to do something a little different, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. And it's actually one of the biggest reasons why I started this channel in the first place. I really want to talk about the human side of the sport, about who Rondale was and why his story matters so much beyond the football field. So let's get into it. So I want to start off by talking about his rise. So if you're from the Midwest, you know Rondale was one of the best athletes in the state. He grew up in New Albany and was basically a local superstar. He won a state basketball ring before he even blew up in football. Then he goes to Trinity High School and becomes the number one player in Kentucky. The one thing that everybody said about him was that he wasn't some flashy diva. He was the quietest, hardest worker in the room. He had this smile that just lit up the whole building. He wasn't just playing for himself, he was playing for his family and his city. He was pure good vibes from day one. Now I want to talk about the iconic Ohio State game and him as a freshman. In 2018, Rondale Moore commenced to play for Purdue. And ladies, let me tell you, he was literally a glitch in the matrix. As a freshman and at 18 years old, he put up over 1,200 yards. And sure, you've seen the video of him squatting 600 pounds. Guys, he was only 5'7". That's insane. I mean, he was damn near on his Saquon Barkley shit. His game against Ohio State in 2018, it was iconic. He basically made the entire Buckeye secondary look like your local junior varsity high school team. Not only did he make them look bad, they struggled to keep the ball out of his hands, as well as they couldn't even make the proper tackles to bring him to the ground. That's how bad he made them look. He eventually became the first true freshman to be a consensus All-American in the Big Ten. Now let's talk about his NFL struggles and the injuries. In 2021, he gets drafted by the Cardinals in the second round, and he starts off pretty strong with Kyler Murray as his quarterback. But unfortunately, this is where things start to take a turn. Rondale's game was built on speed, and his body started to take hits that at his size couldn't handle. His last 2 years were really heartbreaking. He gets traded to the Atlanta Falcons in 2024, and then he tears his ACL in training camp. His season is over. He rehabs for a year, and then he signs with the Vikings in 2025. And literally, on his very first play back in a preseason game, he tears the other ACL. That's two back to back ACL tears in 2 years. Imagine the mental weight of that. You're 24, 25 years old, your whole identity is being an athlete, and you're just stuck in rehab with while your teammates are out playing and fighting to stay above 500. Now, let's talk about mental health in the NFL. I think we forget that these players aren't just characters on our fantasy teams. They're human beings with fears and pressures that not everybody can imagine, not everybody has been through. When you're used to being this incredible athlete and your body stops letting you do that, life starts to get dark. The NFL needs to start taking care of their players. The loneliness of an injury cycle is so real, and I'm starting to think the NFL just doesn't care. Braden Frihico even said this. He is a former nose tackle for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Los Angeles Chargers, and he posted on his X and claimed that the NFL doesn't care about mental health awareness when it comes to their players. This is what he had to say. I'm going to keep it a stack. I don't care. I'm retired. I'll say what I want. These NFL teams come out there and post these mental health awareness posts talking about they care about players. Don't be afraid to reach out, etc. All they care about is what you bring to the table when it's game day. Most players don't want to get help inside the building of an NFL organization because they know you'll get looked at differently. You go to a staff member, tell them you're struggling, watch how different they start treating and looking at you. I've seen it firsthand. I'll start believing they care about players' health when the owner, general manager, and head coach treat everyone on that roster the same, from the franchise QB to the janitor. Until then, don't tell me they care because they posted some hotline number when things like this happen. Look, I'm not going to lie to you. I wholeheartedly agree with this. We've lost too many players, both retired and current, to suicide because they see it as their only escape from the constant pressure or the constant back to back injuries. And I hate to say this, but it's going to take a star player like a quarterback to end their lives in order for an organization to take the mental health of their players seriously. Andrew Luck quit in a preseason game because he couldn't handle the pressure and the constant injuries anymore. Joe Burrow was clearly struggling mentally this past season, and you saw it in the second Ravens game where he played the worst game I think I've ever seen from him. Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott. I mean, I can go on and on about players who have been struggling mentally, and you can clearly see that they are because of bad coaching, inconsistency, injuries, lack of confidence. I mean, organizations not giving a damn about you. We can't sit here and act like it's not staring us straight in the face. Why don't organizations have resources in place for their players to have access to? Where are the organization team therapists? Why aren't we hanging mental health awareness ads on our building instead of hanging DraftKings ads? Why? These are questions that at this point, I think players deserve answers to. But to conclude this video, Rondale Moore was a player, a son, and a teammate. And I'm sending so much love to his family and the New Albany community. Let's remember him for always smiling and being the kind human being he was. That's going to do it for this episode of Kenya Knows. And to my ladies who love football and are advocates for mental health awareness, I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and share it with your girlfriends. I'll see you next time. Bye. Please reach out to someone if you are struggling.